Hello everyone, today I'm bringing you another furniture tutorial. This week we have this poor little thing here, this dresser that is in horrible shape. I mean, look at this top. This piece just looks poor to me. I feel sorry for it. I feel bad for it. And I'm going to try to bring it to and make it look so beautiful and fresh and unrecognizable, because right now it looks so sad. So since this piece looks horrible, it's missing actually some pieces of wood here and there. The first thing I'm going to do some bondo. We miss some wood here, you can see that. And that is way too much for wood filler, so I'm going to put some bondo. Put some bondo here. And on the front drawer, it's missing a piece of wood as well. And that is too much for wood filler. Wood filler won't hold that big of a piece, that big chunk. So we're going to do first bondo, then I'm going to give it a good clean, and then I'm going to prime it, because this has to be disinfected. I'm going to prime it with primer with shellac so we can get rid of all this nastiness. So let's start. Let's remove this hardware first. It's unfortunate that one drawer is missing one knob, so I have to replace all together the hardware, but I will save this for some other project. Oh, there is something in the drawer. Oh yeah, a pair of wonderful, old, dusty, gross socks left for me. You always find some surprises in this old furniture. Today we found a nice pair of socks. I got bondo here, bondo wood filler and cream hardener. I'm going to mix these two and I'm going to apply it on parts that are missing wood. This has big odor, so I'm doing it outside. This looks ugly, but once everything is dry, we're going to sand it and make it look good. You always want to add more because it's a mission to do it and it stinks, so you don't want to keep repeating the process. Sometimes you have, but try to just put extra. It's been almost an hour and my bondo is dry and very tough and hard, so I'm going to remove this stick that I put to hold my bondo. Some of the tape got stuck in there, but I'm going to sand this now to make it nice and smooth. I will be wearing a mask for that, and the drawer is here. This is going to go much faster because it's just a little edge. I'm done sanding the bondo areas, but I actually changed my mind and I'm going to sand this top, just the top, not the edges, because I have bondo. So I have an idea what I'm going to do. I'm going to sand this to get rid of all this nastiness, and let's see, maybe I will have to paint over it. I don't know how deep these stains are. Maybe they went too deep into the wood, but I'm just going to give it a sand and kind of see where we are from there. The reason I sanded around the hardware is because the original hardware left really deep holes around. It made like really deep circles, so when you paint over that and you put some smaller hardware, it leaves big lines, big circles. So to avoid that, you just want to sand that and you're all good. I love the top. Actually, there is no any deep stain. There's plenty of imperfections, little holes, dents, but I think it looks way better than it looked 15 minutes ago. So I'm going to give it a really good wash and then I can prime it. So what happened last night, I was about to go to bed and then I get this idea where I want to put some decoupage paper on this dresser. I come down and I see that there is some lines on the drawers on all three of them, and that will mess with my decoupage design. These lines, it used to be deep, so that didn't let me sleep all night, so I just decided to come back down here and put a bondo in the middle of the night and sand it, and that's why this was not on camera. But yes, I wanted to make my drawers flat to have a nice decoupage design. I'm just going to stir this really good. I haven't used this in a really long time, so shellac separated from the primer, so you want to give it a really good stir. I'm going to do 2 coats of this primer and that will be enough to continue my project. Now that I'm done with all this prep work, and it took so much to get this piece to this point to be ready for painting, I'm going to use SLOAN Antoinette. It's a very pretty pink color. When I have paint sitting on the shelf for a long time, it's a good thing to put it like this for 10-15 minutes so everything can come down and you're going to stir it easier. So it's a very pretty pink color, as you can see. Haven't used it in a really long time, so I'm kind of excited for that. Since this piece has so many imperfections and I'm not trying to make it perfect, I'm trying to rescue it and bring it back to life. I'm going to paint in every which direction, tapping, creating texture. So this will take 2 coats to have a nice and solid coverage. You can't just take my brush. He's adding texture to the piece. One thing I forgot is that I'm going to put a nice decoupage paper here right in the middle. So those are areas where actually I don't want the texture. I want to keep it smooth as much as possible. So I'm just going to smooth this out because I don't need that. It's actually going to hurt my decoupaging technique. So I'm just going to smooth that out. And now I'm going to do some decoupage. I got here Peaceful Ponder, REDESIGN with PRIMA rice paper. I chose this beautiful design here, this girl. This is from new release from REDESIGN with PRIMA. And it looks like this when you open it. It's absolutely gorgeous design. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut out the girl. I don't need this here. I don't need the bottom. I don't need the corners. So I'm going to cut it not so close to her. I'm going to leave it a little bit of space so I can blend her in the paint. So for decoupaging, I'm going to use REDESIGN with PRIMA Decoupage Gel Matte. This is going to be my glue and this is going to be my protection for the paper. Also, I have some plastic wrap here and I have a little knife to cut in between the drawers. Now I'm going to add more of this decoupage gel all over because I need to protect this, and if you don't put and you start adding some paint on it, you are risking of activating the paper and it can lift. So to avoid that, just put some protection. Now I'm going to blend this to make nice smooth transitions because I don't need this, and most likely I'm going to need 2 coats because this blue is very stubborn, but that's okay. For this I'm going to use a little brush and I'm just going to go over some areas and I'm just going to tap. We're going to have to cover where I put glue, where I didn't need glue. And then go with the brush. You can see here why we're going to need 2 coats, because you can still see the image under, but that's fine. We can just repeat this process, it's not that hard. And now I'm just going to keep on doing this everywhere. Now I'm going to add some cocoa around the edges of the drawer with a little brush. So I'm kind of going to blend it in, nothing too much, just a little bit. I'm going to add some pink into that. I'm just playing around with Coco and Antoinette and trying to create some contouring by blending. And now I'm going to repeat this to every drawer, and on the sides just go around. I'm actually going to do the same thing around the girl. I'm just going to add the same contour a little bit, going softly so I don't go into the picture. This kind of takes patience, but the results are worth it. And I'm not spraying any water directly there because it's paper. If I need to moist my brush, I just spray it off on the side. I'm done with adding contour to this dresser, and I really love how everything looks so far. I couldn't decide for a really long time what I wanted to do with the top. Do I want it to stain? Do I want it to just leave it as is? But at the end, I decided that the best thing will be to paint in Antoinette and match the rest of the dresser, so everything can be nice. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add 2 coats of pink on the top. As I was getting close to the end of this project, I realized that there was nowhere where I can put some gold, and I really want to add some gold to this piece. So I came up with idea to create a mold, and I created this beautiful mold using amazing casting resin and this mold from REDESIGN with PRIMA. This mold is called Sorrento Laurels. It's a beautiful one and it's so romantic, and I think it's matching this girl perfect. So I have planned to attach one on each side here, and that's where I can add some gold, and that way I will be satisfied and happy because I can finish this piece without any gold. I poured too much resin into the mold, and sometimes you get these little extra things around, but you can just remove that easily. or you can leave it as is if it doesn't bother you. I lean the dresser on its back because once I put the glue, I'm going to put some weight on this to put pressure so it can glue there nicely. And now we're going to protect everything with Sloan clear wax. I'm just going to apply it all over the piece. The decoupage is already protected, so I don't have to put any wax on it, but I can. It's not going to do anything really to it. And now I'm going to wipe all the extra wax off. All right, so I can add some gold now. I was going to add some gold on the mold, but I remember I have this beautiful decor wax by REDESIGN with PRIMA, Galactic Halo, and it looks purple. The package looks purple, but really when you put it on pink furniture, it gives you a nice pinkish shine. So look at this. It's so pretty. And I decided to go with these crystal knobs because any other knobs that I tried to put on, I didn't like how it looks. This one don't mess up with the look. It just sits there neutral. It's a touch of glam and also it's a touch of gold. So I'm going to add that now. And now I'm going to dry brush dark wax around the edges just to add a little bit more dimension. Nothing too much, just a touch of it. And finally, we're done with this piece. It took me days from start to finish. I was really trying my best to save this piece. It was in horrible shape, abandoned, destroyed, thrown away. I'm very happy how it came out. I really love this transfer. As I said in the video, I wasn't trying to make it perfect. I was just trying to make it pretty again so somebody can enjoy it. Through the whole process of doing makeover of this piece, I've been so undecisive. I don't remember last time I was undecisive like this. Every step I took, I was questioning myself. Maybe it's because time for me to go on vacation. I'll be back in 2 weeks and I love you all. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment below and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you in 2 weeks.